Welcome back. It's time for the press review, and Florence Villeminot is here with me in the studio at France 24. Flo, Mali continues to be on the headlines of the French papers. Papers are looking on what the situation is like in Timbuktu and Gao now that they've been freed from Islamist forces.
Absolutely. We're going to start with La Croix, the Christian newspaper that looks at Timbuktu. Timbuktu is free, and now Mali needs to be rebuilt. And you see a photo there of Malian soldiers as they entered the city on Monday. Now, according to La Croix, the challenge now for French and Malian soldiers is to avoid looting and revenge killings. Now, that idea is also getting a lot of attention in Libération, which this time looks at the situation in Gao after the chaos. Now, Libération says that Gao is free, but it's tempted by violence. There's an atmosphere of revenge that's palpable, according to journalists from Libération that are in Gao. Now, they describe these, what a lot of people are calling these self-proclaimed patrollers that are patrolling around Gao, hunting down people they believe collaborated with the Islamists. They want to, quote, clean up town, deliver justice. It's payback time, they say. Now, their target is Arabs and Tuaregs, people that are locally referred to as those with fair skin. And the journalists for Libération describe how French and Malian soldiers often have to step in to avoid people getting lynched by these mobs. Now, tensions, according to Libération, are running very high.
Flo, Libération is also looking at what's next for France.
That's right. This is in the editorial today. They say that now that Gao and Timbuktu are free, there's a new phase that's starting in the French military operation. It might be the hardest phase yet. According to Libération, France really faces this dilemma. On the one hand, it can either stay on the front line, but if it does so, it will run the risk of really seeming like a neo-colonial power. On the other hand, it could step back and take a role that's more of a supportive role for African forces, but it could also be accused of perhaps covering up any kind of reprisals or revenge acts. Le Parisien has confidential information from Foreign Minister Laurent Fabius. Now, he has reportedly said that French forces will leave quickly. Nous repartirons rapidement, says Fabius. He says that France wants to avoid getting bogged down and that there are fears that if France does stick around, if French troops stick around, there could be some sort of terrorist attacks or kidnappings. He says it's time now to pass the baton on to African forces.
Moving on to Christiane Taubira, she's the French Justice Minister, and she's been getting a lot of attention in the past few days, and yesterday she defended the government's plans to legalize gay marriage.
That's right. Libération hails this speech as a historic speech. It's drawn a lot of attention all over the French press. It says that Taubira was stellar. Elle a brillé. She was stellar. She was shining. And she spoke for nearly 40 minutes without any notes. I can't do that, that's for sure. Now, a lot of people, as you can imagine, weren't so thrilled. Le Figaro, for instance, the right-leaning newspaper, it's taking issue on one of the key aspects of the gay marriage debate that sparked a lot of criticism, and this is the idea of having medically assisted procreation and whether or not this can be open to homosexual couples. It's important to note that the government so far has said this is not going to be part of the bill for marriage, but Le Figaro today says that it accuses the Justice Minister of being sneaky about the issue. It says that last week Taubira sent around a legal memo that recommended that French nationality be given to children that were born abroad from a French father and a surrogate mother. So Le Figaro says that this could be an underhanded, kind of secretive way that would be a first step to making this kind of medically assisted procreation available to gay couples. In their editorial, Le Figaro says that this is very undemocratic and that Taubira is trying to impose her vision of justice.
All right, Flo, let's move on to an intriguing story about one of France's most amazing sites, about the Mont Saint-Michel.
That's right. Le Mont Saint-Michel is known for its beautiful monastery. 2.4 billion people visit every year, but it's in the middle of a very bitter political and business battle. Now, local media have dubbed it the shuttle scandal. So just to be very quick, the current mayor, Éric Vanier, he's appearing in court to see if he's abused his powers by promoting his own personal business interests by making the shuttle that brings tourists to the Mont Saint-Michel stop right in front of shops he owns.
Flo, thank you so much. That was the press review with Florence Villeminot. I'll see you in half an hour. In the meantime, my colleague Lorna Shaddick will give you all the latest news right here on France 24.